So first I'm gonna prime my eyes, and I always use Urban Decay one. So next I'm going to use something else that's kind of like a primer. This is for color. It's like a white shimmery color. Okay, next I'm going to start working like in my crease. Okay, so once you have that on, you want to make sure you do like a lot of blending. So I'm just going to keep dabbing it into the color, just dipping it like 2 times, and just keep adding it. And if you find that your brush that you're using to put it on is getting too saturated with color, so I would take a brush like this, and just, this one doesn't have any product on really, and just keep blending the edges. Now for everybody's eye shape is going to be different where you put the eyeshadow. For me, since when I open my eyes are very hooded, you don't see very much of my actual eyelid. When I open my eyes, I take this color quite far up my eye so that you can actually see that there's color there and it's not hidden by my eyelid. It might be different for your eye, but we can figure that out later. So once you have that color all kind of blended out the way you think you like it, you're going to take a brush that is a little bit smaller than the one you just used. So this is the one I just used for that color, and this is the one I'm going to use for this one. I'm going to take this one now, and I'm going to take like a brown that's a little bit darker than the one we just used. So I'm going to use this brown here now. I was using this brown, and now I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to do this exact same thing, just put this more in a more kind of concentrated area. And again, you just want to keep adding color and blending in between either of the 2 brushes you've used before, just keep blending. So you want to take a brush, it's flat and it's not very big, like kind of a nice size for your eyelid. So what you're going to do with this brush and the color is you're going to actually take the brush and you're going to dampen it with something. So I'm just using like a little spray. Get it a little damp. Just like that. With a pigment, this is the same for like the collection you gave me for Christmas. You just want to simply press your brush on the very top of the loose part. Just kind of really lightly press it. And then you're going to pick it up. There's going to be like a bit of product just going to be kind of hanging off. Take it into the cap and tap it off. Then you're going to go into the cap and kind of push the brush into the product so the product kind of works into that wet brush. And then you're going to take your brush, and you're only going to do this on one side because that will prevent it from falling onto your cheeks when you're doing this. So you're going to take your brush and you're just going to pat this where it's still like light. Just like that. So that's one layer of that on now. Now I'm going to take the brush again. I'm not going to get it any more wet or anything. I'm just going to take the product that's still in the cap and I'm going to push the brush into it again and pick up more product, and I'm going to just do the exact same thing. And now what I'm going to start doing this time is with the brush, when I get to the edge of where the brown meets this new shadow I've put, I'm just going to kind of run it like in back and forth motions, just kind of to start the blending process. Just like I said, lots of blending. Just like that. And the second layer just kind of, since it's dry, it will like set the kind of wet part that we put on before, and it kind of just livens up the color a bit more. So you're just going to do the exact same to the other eye.
So first, spray brush. Second, flat dip into the pigment. to tap. 4, press into brush. 5, put the eye.
I don't know if I said this before, but when you put it on, you want to like kind of pat it like this, like lift your brush each time. You don't want to like sweep it on for the exact same reason for the fallout as like why you get it wet. And why you only put it on one side. And then again, back into the dry product in the lid on the one side. And okay, so next step you're gonna do is put the lid back on the pigment. And then next, the cool thing about this brush is it's double-ended, so we use this side to pat on the product, and now we're going to use this side to blend that product. It's kind of like a domed brush. And then after you've blended that to kind of your satisfaction, you're gonna kind of start the process again. I know this kind of sounds redundant. You don't do every step, but you do most of the steps and you add steps. So first thing is the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take a color that is like your skin tone, but like a little bit lighter. This is also another double-ended brush. It has like a small kind of flat packer brush and then a big kind of like foundation one on the other side. But this side I'm gonna use I'm gonna highlight my brow bone. This is the one right here. So it's lighter than my skin tone. So it's gonna highlight, but it's also gonna help blend. Under my brows. Start at your arch and kind of then push it out underneath, and then help blend that brown there. So go like this and help blend it. Same to the other eye. And then you're gonna go back with the lightest shade of brown that you used at the beginning, this one here, and we're going to just kind of redefine that area. Just blend. And then go back with the one that was like clean before that you were blending with, and just blend it in. And then if you feel you need the kind of second dark brown again, do it again. So there will come to a point where like you feel satisfied. Once you feel that, just stop. Because if you go past that point, then you might not like it because you might put too much on. If you put too much on, it's too hard to blend away. And so that is the top of the eyes all done. For eyeliner on the top, I'm just going to take a brown pencil. It's just kind of like a chocolatey brown pencil. Just on the outer edge of my lashes, like really working it into the lashes, and on my tight line. Your tight line is your waterline, but on the top. So just really close, work it into those outer lashes until you get halfway. So just like that on the outside, and then you're going to take a little tiny like smudger brush and you're going to smudge that out before that pencil sets. The longer you kind of blend this out, the longer it'll make your eye look. And again, if you feel like you lost too much of the brown color, just take the pencil again and just like that. So this is your finished eye now with your liner. So in the inner corner, I'm just going to take a shimmery kind of really light white color. So just take like your little pinky finger and just blend it a little bit. I'm going to put the light cream white shadow on the inner corner. I'm going to do that using this double-ended brush again that I used for my brow highlight. All where we put that like pencil. And then you're just going to take the brush you used to put the melon on, so this little brush here, and you're going to like blend them together. When it gets to your lid, and then take this again and blend this way again. Okay. And then I just noticed I do have a little bit of fallout from that melon pigment, so this is the time you'd use the other end of this brush. And you're just going to take it and kind of sweep it over and get away. Okay, so now we're done with the inner corner. Next we're going to do underneath, is what I'm most excited for. It's going to be our pop of color. I have a lot of pencils. I don't know if I have a blue one, so bear with me. Okay, so I found this tiny little blue one in my little stash of eyeliner. So we're going to put this blue under your eye. So as you can see, I kind of blended it in with the light color that I put already, and then I blended it with my finger. I also put it kind of like quite far down because you want like a lot of color. Okay, just like that. With this brush, it's like a really thin, like really flat brush. I'm going to mix this color, so this bottom color, with this top color up here. So just take it on the very tip of your brush there, dust it off so you don't get fallout, and apply this over where you put the blue pencil. This time I'm doing the same thing, but I took more of the navy color than the shimmery color on my brush and tapped it off. Just like that. Beauty right there. And then I'm going to take the brush I used to put like the very first brown color on. I'm going to take that brush and I'm going to blend the bottom. Two reasons I use this brush. One, because it's a really good blending brush and it fits nicely under my eye. And two, because there's still a little bit of that brown color on it and it's going to help kind of warm up the under eye so it matches the up more. Because it's cool and warm, you know. And now you're going to do the exact same to the other eye. I'm just going to put a little bit of color on my lower waterline. Okay, I'm going to use this pencil that came in a pack of 3 from Positions Formula. It's the darkest one. It looks almost black, but it's not. It's like a really, really, really dark brown. Because I don't want to use black because it's too harsh, but I want to use something darker than like a brown, so this is good. And just on the outer, like, third of that. Okay, lastly, we're just going to take that blending brush and we're going to blend everything all out again. And now we're just going to curl our lashes and put on mascara. I always put a few coats on, but just put as much as you feel comfortable. So that there is your finished eye look. It's quite bright, it's quite out there. So the last thing I just want to show is what lip I would use with this. I would just go nude with this. I think all the looks I would just go with nude lips just for a wedding, just because it's safe. This may sound weird, but I'm starting it with something that's kind of like a gloss. I'm using this first because it's like a really light color and it's like a stain, kind of like it's really glossy, but it's like a stain, and it lasts forever when I put this on first. This makes me look really weird because it like just full out takes out the color of my lips. That is like its sole purpose, is to take out the color of my lips because I want a nude lip. Okay, I can't decide if I want a more pinky nude like this or a more orangey nude like this. I'm gonna go Orange. Orange, yeah. So just slap some of this on. This one is a Rimmel one. It's called Moisture Renew, and it is in Nude Delight. And so if we're one of the fairer kind of girls, you could go with the light one like this. So this is for someone like me who I might not wear something that's light, darker of a nude, but it's still kind of like on the orangey side. So this is kind of more like what I would wear, this kind of color. If you want an orange nude, you can do the Rimmel color in the Nude Delight, or if you want a pink one, this was the one I was going to use. It's a bourgeois color, rose tweed. It's a really nice color too, but it's like a really, really pink nude. That's what it looks like right there. But it's a really like a pink nude instead of the orange nude that I'm wearing. And then this color elixir. If I were Sonia or Nadia, I would wear a even darker lip. That's kind of a nude lip, and so with this I would put, from my collection, the lip pencil in Whirl from MAC, and it's a really nice, like, this makes me sound like such a loser, but it's the perfect Kylie Jenner lip color. That's what this is. And I got it for that purpose. So it looks like this. It is the perfect like mauvey brown color. So I'm giving some options here, quite a few. So for someone who is darker, these look scary on my hand because I am way fairer than you are. But these would be your options for Sonia and Nadia. The one in the middle here is our liner again. So I would always put the liner on. You want to put a liner on, especially on this day. You want your lips to stay. Depending on what finish you want and depending on what color kind of range you want to go in, here are some options to put on top. This one here is the color Touch by MAC. It is a lipstick. It's kind of your darker brownie shade if you wanted to do that. This one here is that color elixir again I put on the top of my lips, so you could do that too. It just makes it darker and a nice pinky gloss kind of, and this kind of like stains. That's really nice. And then, or you could do the orangey option. This one looks really scary because it looks really orange just on my fair hand, but on lips it looks like it's a really nice dark like burnt orange. So if you put that over top, it would just be like a nudie kind of burnt orange. Like it would have an orange tint, but it'd still be a nude. The last thing you actually want to do when you're finished your makeup, especially on a day like your wedding, is set it with makeup setting spray. The one I have here is awesome. It is the Urban Decay. It's called De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. It's for oil control. I got the like little bottle. It comes in bigger bottles too. It just looks like this. Just do about 3 or 4 spritzes all over your face just before the day, just after you finish your makeup. It'll make it last throughout the whole wedding, the reception, and into the next morning. So just 3 or 4 sprays, hold it a few inches away from your face. And I do like this, like 3 lines. So it kind of gets middle, side, whole face. Beautiful. So that's my finished look, and yeah, see you soon. So I decided to go and get some breakfast. So I got a nectarine and I got a tea in my HBC represent cup. Get the shit off. My hand is now dyed like orange. If this is a look that is being chosen, we are investing in better blue pencils because... Okay, so my camera cut off because you have the same camera as me, but I don't know if you know this, but you can only take half-hour videos at a time. This tells you how long I blend for. Time lapse, half hours, just for the eyes.